Wow, hi, how are you? Thank you, Debbie Harry. That was so kind of you, and thank you, Governor Corzine, as well. My name is Daphne Fox, and I am one of 3 granddaughters who is here tonight. He has many other granddaughters, but there are 3 here tonight. William Carlos Williams was a compassionate pediatric doctor. He was a passionate poet. Some considered him a poet's poet. He lived in Rutherford his entire writing and medical career. He lived in the same home as well. And with, Dr. Williams, as he was called in Rutherford, he was a doctor, and everybody called him Old Doc Williams. And what inspired him was his daily interaction with people, his patients that he saw every day. He wrote about his patients and inspired him to write many of his poems, including The Red Wheelbarrow. The Red Wheelbarrow, at least from my interpretation, represented the struggle and load many patients that he undertook fighting illnesses that were laid upon them. And Doc Williams allowed the emotion of what his patients, I believe, were feeling and experiences to touch him. And he turned that into an emotion into words of a poem and shared that with the rest of the world. And it was simple interactions that he experienced on a daily basis with my grandmother. Her name was Flossie. And in a poem called This Is Just to Say, it was just basically words on a piece of paper, and it went, "The plum was so juicy and sweet. Although you were saving it for yourself, I ate it, and it was so, so good. It was a simple act of communication between 2 people that he absorbs into himself, and by writing it down, seeks to teach others that these simple words can become a poem." He wrote epic novels as the 5-part series of Patterson about the great Patterson Falls. It is now a national landmark and a park and recreation area. He climbed atop the mountain overlooking the beautiful falls, of which we have a great picture of himself and my cousin Susie doing together. I witnessed that part of Patterson and he saw so much beauty in. He found his daily movement and life giving inspiration. And yes, he did travel abroad in the late 1920s to Northern and Central Europe, spending time with other artists as James Joyce, Hemingway, and Charles Demuth. But it was his hometown and the state of New Jersey to which he always returned. He opened his home to mentor many other poets, Allen Ginsberg, poet laureate Robert Pinsky. His publishing company, New Directions, is here in New York as well. These are the people here in New Jersey and in Rutherford he felt most comfortable with most of his life. In his hometown of Rutherford, that's where he felt most comfortable. And they also allowed him flexibility to practice both medicine and write all of his poetry. And it is the town itself that has always supported him over the years. They've named an art center after him, called the Williams Center for the Performing Arts. You can view a movie there, you can see an art exhibit, or a place for poetry readings on a regular basis. They also host an annual symposium in his name there. They also host an annual symposium for WCW there every year. There's several people that are here tonight that I really want to represent, that I really want to say thank you for being everything they've done for him over the years and supporting him and really appreciating him over the years. And they are our mayor, Mayor Hipp, Dr. Joe DeFazio, who runs the Williams Center, Della Rowland, who runs the symposium, Rod Leith, our town historian, and Jane Fisher, our town librarian. It is Rutherford in the state of New Jersey that he loved and appreciated his entire life. We would also like to deeply thank all the members of the Hall of Fame, Steve Edwards, Bart Oates, and Don J. Smith, and all the people who help them every day to make this night happen every single year. We're totally grateful for you and all that you do. I and my family, I myself and my family are so deeply honored the state of New Jersey has chosen to include William Carlos Williams and make him a part member of the Hall of Fame. There's one thing I want to say. This actually comes from a great poet that was here last year, who sort of to me, he's a poet of New Jersey as well. And I'm quoting his words from last year. And his words were, "Rise up, my fellow New Jerseyans, for we are all members of a confused but noble race." To me, that's poetry in motion. And I thank you very much for everything. Have a nice night. Thank you.